It's the algorithm menace. I'm back. And the reason why I chose to show you young men this right here is because this is one of the number one reasons why we don't reach our potential. It's because we allow people to enter our lives. And when that happens, based on our discernment, experience, and understanding, if it's not where it needs to be, those things that I just named, it can, a dysfunctional woman, a dysfunctional individual coming into your life, it can ruin everything. And I know a lot of young men under 35, under 30, feel like they have things under control because they may have a certain position in life. Their lifestyle may have them under the impression that they have more control than they actually do. And that right there is a lot of the reasons why some people end up having the downfalls that they do, you know, but you have to be aware of it. You have to be aware of the fact that you don't know everything. You have to be aware of the time that you're in. The women and men today don't value integrity. They don't value decency. They don't value relationships, bonds, connections, and the magnetic attraction it is to have uh, a community, a tribe. You see what I'm saying? And nowadays, you have a lot of people that are falling victim to, I guess, trying to be something that they're not. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people getting caught up believing that they have to conduct themselves like these individuals that they see on social media. You see what I'm saying? Amari, what's going on? And that's not how you should be living your life. That's a lot of the reasons why nowadays a lot of people aren't getting as far in life as they can because they've been made to believe that it's all about them, and they should be able to use a person the way that they see fit. And that right there alone is one of the reasons why you have a lot of men nowadays falling back from relationships. And I don't want to bag on women. That's not like for example, you had this chick right here. She was saying she was a 10. And it's funny that you have a lot of women talking like this, but they're single. Our we wouldn't even have it. We wouldn't even be having this conversation if most people were on the level that they believe themselves to be. So that's the reason why you have to be careful when you're conducting yourself in a certain way and you're around certain people. So that's just my opinion, and to some degree, it's actually factual. You know, Now when it comes to Dak Prescott and this prenup, uh, I really think he did exactly what he was supposed to do as a young man. Because if you're dealing with a woman that's not interested in you and what you have provided, and they're not in your life because of the way you conduct yourself as a human being, then you shouldn't be around these individuals. Any woman that's trying to manipulate you into breaking her off, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? I try to, you know what? We going get on some nigga shit right now because that's how I do my best work. Because sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm trying to articulate myself in a manner that's suitable for a wide range audience. When the fact of the matter is that I got to be myself, and I am being myself. I'm just saying, do you know how hard it is to sit on this motherfucker and try to be appealing to everyone? That's another reason why I'm telling y'all got to do what the fuck you want to do. And as long as it's not hurting anyone, as long as it's not putting anyone in position to feel as if you are using them or trying to benefit off of them in some way, shape, or form. All right. So when we get into this motherfucker's Dak Prescott, because right now I've been talking for 6 minutes trying to be motherfucking cordial. Fuck all that shit. When you dealing with a bitch that ain't following you, and listen, a woman is supposed to follow you. She's not supposed to be trying to use you to get your bag so she can create the fucking world around that she want to build. A real woman that's interested in you as a man, she damn near want to live in your skin. You see what I'm saying? If you want to go hoop, guess what she gonna be at the court hooping? If you got your own business, guess what she gonna be doing? She gonna be trying to figure out where she fit in that business to help you do what you need to do as a man. You see what I'm fucking saying? All this shit that women keep on talking about, how, if you run into a fucking woman and she talking about she looking for gonna match her energy, you might as well go ahead and drop that off at the fucking bus station. I'm telling you right now, if she's not interested in what you like, a woman, and I'm glad I happened to come up in the time that I came up in, because I actually got an opportunity to be around women that really wanted to be with your ass. You see what I'm saying? And I know what it's like for a woman to actually chase you because of her magnetic attraction towards you. You see what I'm saying? When I was coming up, women used to disrespect. Well, I ain't gonna say disrespect. Call out, because it wasn't. They were. The other women might have been disrespecting themselves, and the women that I came up around didn't want to be affiliated with the form of disrespect, the self disrespect that those women were pretty much projecting. The images, the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they act. You see what I'm saying? And that's the reason why a lot of men my age and older nowadays you see them all over the internet talking about the differences between what we happen to see and what we see now. You have too many, and I, like I said, I am not trying to bag on women, but the fact of the matter is, you got too many of them running around trying to tell men what men should be doing when they don't even know how to be women. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, hey, listen, God didn't make me to listen to you. That's just not how this shit's supposed to be. So and then you have women that claim that they godly women, they Christians, they follow Jesus, but then the minute that you tell them to be submissive to a man, all of a sudden, all those rules and all, the commandments and everything that they supposed to follow when it come to God, now that shit go out the window. You know what I mean? So, if you're a young man and you deciding to stay single and you're not trying to be in no relationship, hey man, I don't blame you. You gotta find a woman that is interested in what you got going on. You see what I'm saying? And she gotta want to help with provide what you need to help you accomplish whatever you trying to accomplish. No, I'm not saying a woman is supposed to hold you up and take care of you. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you got a clothing business and she see that you taking up, say she noticed that you spending 2 hours sewing on tags. She gonna find a way to sew on the tags or get something or someone to do it for you so that you have more time to take care of another part of the business that's more important. That's what she gonna do. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I feel. When it comes to this Dak Prescott, happened to see that shit and I instantly said to myself, "Oh yeah, round of applause." Because if she don't want to sign the prenup, I like the truth. Like if a woman don't want to sign the prenup, that's telling you right there that she thinking about the exit. That's what that mean, in my opinion. If you dealing with a woman and she don't want to sign the prenup, and you got that bag and she know it, man, that right there will let you know. You know what I mean? Because 9 times out of 10, a man, if he really got it like that, if a woman signs the prenup without even thinking about it, that man, yeah, of course, boom, bow, bow. Because she, in her mind, she like, he had this before I came in. I'm in this for him. She's not going to think about your money. You see what I'm saying? So a man that's aware enough to provide, or basically say, listen, I need you to sign this prenup. That mean that man's aware, based on his financials and and how he doesn't want to put himself in a situation, based on finances. He don't, he knows he don't want a relationship that's revolving around that. And that means that man, in my opinion, is pretty intelligent. Why would you give someone and pretty much a position where that they can dictate what you're going to do with the assets that you accumulated? You see what I'm saying? So a woman signing that prenup without even thinking about it is going to, in my opinion, show that man that she's just in it for him. And that man, more than likely, if it didn't work out, he'll make sure that that woman was okay. You know what I mean? You talking about a man that's worth, 20, 30 million dollars plus. I mean, it's men they don't even, it's not even close. They don't even have that type of money. It's not nowhere near, but they'll still provide something. You see what I'm saying? Because a man knows that anyone that's willing to ride with him through thick and thin, based on being a man, what comes, the obstacles that come with being a man. So automatically, that right there is what men are looking for. That unconditional love. I'm not saying love me be stupid. No, I'm talking about just because if I score 30 points today and I scored 4 points tomorrow, you're not going to stop loving me because I scored 44 points. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's happening. That's what happened with Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? Like, he was doing everything for that chick. But then again, another thing that where Deontay Wilder messed up at is that he ain't go get a little chocolate joint. I'm not saying that, dark-skinned women don't do the same thing. I'm saying that he probably dated her because light skinned women is something that he's into. Maybe they be maybe the type of women he's interested in, but in all reality we know most light skinned women do not like dark skinned men. So he should have already knew that she was probably dating him for money. And then the way she allowed her children to treat him and all this other stuff. And then when he started losing, he said that she stopped pretty much, treating him the same. And so I mean, you gotta have discernment, you gotta be pay attention, and not only that, you have to show these women like, look, man, if you not on what I'm on, yeah, you can go ahead and go, go find, because the truth of the matter is, most of these women are not going to find the man that they looking for. This build the bear nigga that they looking for, I mean, because even the simps, most of them are only going to simp to a certain level, because every man that simps isn't a man that gives a woman everything she want. You got men out here that's simping because they know it's an end goal. Every man is not simping because they a sucker. It now they may be doing sucker shit as far as lying to the woman, but when you dealing with a sea full of ungodly, untrustworthy, transactional bitches the way they are nowadays, why wouldn't you lie to them? They lying to themselves. You know what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is, you don't gotta lie to a lot of these women because they gonna lie to themselves. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Most of these women, they gonna lie to their motherfucking self. You ain't got to lie to them. I'm trying to tell you, you can tell a woman that, you making money, and you good, and she'll see a nice car, and she'll see that you stable, and she'll tell herself you really got money. But you might just be a financially stable, and you might have money, but she'll project to herself like she out here, she done found a baller. You know what I mean? I told y'all, man, I get the algorithm minutes, man. There's no telling what might pop up on my social media. You got crypto, I mean, whatever y'all want to talk about, man. Uh, that's how I go. This Dak Prescott shit popped up on my social media feed, and I said to myself, "Oh man, let me see what they talking about." Dak, he definitely did what he was supposed to do. You get away from that bitch. You know what I mean? Like, what you think you about to get up in my $100 million deal, bitch? You know what I mean? You out your motherfucking mind, bitch. I don't know what you talking about. You got to go. Shit, you think you about to get in my pockets? Nah, and I just happened to see this because I don't be paying this shit no mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, when I happen to see this type of shit, because the truth of the matter is, for some of y'all may not even believe me. This is shit that I've been talking about for damn near 20 years. You know what I mean? And to finally see some people catching up with uh the world being a stage, I'm burnt out at this point. You know what I mean? And so, it's kind of funny to me. For example, like anime. I've been watching anime my whole entire life. And when I was young, I couldn't talk to nobody about it because nobody knew what it was. Everybody thought this shit was cartoons. I'm like, believe me, ain't nobody getting their head cut off in no cartoon. You know what I'm saying? Not the ones we watching. You know what I'm saying? So I always been ahead of my time. So now that I'm having these conversations and the internet got all these people, that's another reason why I don't get on social media every day. Because I was already damn near viral years ago. And when I got off the internet, it seemed like it just exploded with all these people that all of a sudden just want to do content now. I never did content because I wanted to make money. I always did, like when I did the content and I almost went viral, it's because I just did a video talking and it ended up getting like 20,000 views. And then somebody asked me to do some more videos. I did a couple more. And then it just started jumping. Like I think my third video, I got like 300,000 views. And then that's what made me started doing it. I know, and it was to get the love and the respect and have, and it was about cheering people up and making people, think and have a good day and smile. Like it felt good to have people messaging me telling me that, they laughed that hard. That, yo, man, I ain't laughed this hard all month or all week, and I appreciate you, man. You made me smile today. That's what I was doing it for. You know what I mean? Now you got motherfuckers making content just to make content, just to make money. You know what I mean? Even the algorithm is set up in a way where you can't really be 3, 4, 5 dimensional. You have to constantly do the same. You gotta have the same background. You gotta talk about the same shit. If you mix your content up on your page, they'll lose you in the algorithm. So that's another reason why I've started falling back. And even now, I'm like, man, this shit right here is the way that the internet is set up now. It's even starting to put smart people in a position where you're not going to be able to think of too many ways to make money because that's why they're using AI. AI is going to start to it's going to start to basically break down all these different scenarios and all these different situations, and it's going to calculate and find all these different ways to create their own channels, their own pages, and you're not even going to be able to make content. I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. People don't realize how fucking serious this shit about to get. You know what I mean? Like if you doing a content, if you making content right now, you better if you making money, you better save it. You better pay attention to what's going on. But yeah, I mean, I get off the topic, man. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. And yeah, man, just be careful. Watch who you're around. You got a lot of men and women out here nowadays that they not riding for you because of no money. I mean, because they love you. They want that paper. I'm trying to tell you now. And this dude, Zach got to be worth 50 to 100 million, So when women talk that shit as if they just dealing with men nowadays because they give a, it's like, nah, half of y'all don't even want to have children. And when y'all do, y'all don't teach them nothing. Y'all will find a bunch of different, reasons why, you don't got the time to even, raise the child. Then you blame it on the dad or the father, and the father is trying to provide, for his family. It's just a bunch of bullshit, man. Like women have been used to attack men for a long time now. The only thing is now that they've created a rift in the system. So now all of a sudden, they trying to fire them and give men their jobs now, and it's a lot of shit going on, but the damage is done, especially in the black community. The damage is done. I'm talking about it's bad. Black women don't want to hear nothing black men talking about. I'm talking about nothing. They don't give a fuck how. And I'm talking about black women are single like a motherfucker. I'm talking about they don't got no. I mean, I seen the baddest women by theyself. I'm talking about the baddest by theyself. And I say to myself, it's unbelievable that they'll say to you, I'm single because I choose to be. You a lying ass. It's somebody out there that know what type bullshit you be on. And that's exactly why you by yourself. I don't care how bad you are. I don't give a fuck how flat your stomach is. I don't care how much, how sexy you think you are. And notice how all of them they basically define themselves. They never have other people telling you how good of a person they are. They never have other people, highlighting their good qualities. It's always them. I'm funny. I'm smart. I'm a leader. It's never anyone else telling you about how good this woman is at what she does. It's always her. And nowadays when I see women say anything like that, I go ahead and dip, man. I'm good. Social media, women talk, try to send messages. You talk to them over social media and shit. And the minute that I see a woman say some shit like that, they talk about, they're a woman of God, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Because how the hell you going to be a woman of God without a man? That right there, automatic. You know what I mean? You a woman of God. How you a woman of God? You single. You got tattoos all over the place. You go to the club every month and weekend, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You switch up wigs and shit like Mrs. Potato Head out this motherfucker. And you think that you fooling me with this bullshit? Bitch, is you crazy? You out your motherfucking psychiatric ward. You out this, you crazy as a motherfucker. You think that you gonna fool me with this bullshit. You know what I mean? That's another reason why I don't understand why women be thinking they smart. It's like, do you not think we don't see, like, what you think we don't see all this bullshit y'all putting on social media? Like, if y'all were as smart as y'all think y'all are, if y'all think y'all really smarter than men, why do you think men are reacting the way that we are to the shit that y'all doing? Not only have men been, men have been picking this shit up for a minute at this point, but I'm saying social media, it nailed the coffin shut for you bitches. I'm talking about it's a wrap. Like, I don't understand. Men are out here being, men are out here dodging and ducking other men. I'm talking about men that know that this nigga slick. He might pop up on my motherfucking trash can. You know what I mean? Think about all the assassinations that you done heard about in life. These is men out here falling out your gutter or coming out your trunk. You know what I mean? You come home and nigga already, in your crib and you don't even know it. Nigga wearing your socks, eating out your fucking refrigerator, and you go to turn on the light switch and the nigga be done blew your brains out. And these bros be sitting there talking like they smarter than men. I'm done. I can't even listen to a woman talk anymore if she don't got no respect for a man. I can't even listen to them. They start talking that man shit. I be like, all right, bitch, I'm out of here. I ain't got no time for that shit. Because I know what? If I'm in danger, I want a motherfucking man come help me, bitch. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. You know what I'm saying? I don't, and this is not any shade. Like I said, I ain't disrespecting women. I'm saying that women are out, they delusional out this motherfucker. Like, how the fuck you gonna talk to a woman and she's saying some goofy shit like, I seen a video where these motherfuckers was going up to women, asking women, would they go to a planet that had nothing but women on it? And they said, yeah. And then they went up and there's like, so if the planet had men on it, you wouldn't go. No. They went up, every man, would you go to a planet that don't got nothing but men on it? Hell no. It's no way in hell. Why, nigga, that's why I stopped doing crime, my nigga. Because who the fuck want to be locked up 20, 30, 40 years with a whole bunch of motherfucking niggas? If you, first of all, being a man, that you should be smart enough to know that much testosterone ain't gonna make you do nothing but kill a motherfucker, or a motherfucker gonna end up killing you. So 30 years on top of the fact you're not getting the resources that you need, you're not getting the proper sunlight, it's already bad enough they feeding niggas GMOs out this bitch. And you locked behind walls and you gotta deal with that? Oh yeah, I'm gonna get double, triple life in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get quadruple life in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? You in this motherfucker with a whole bunch of men, a whole bunch. Man, who the fuck want to be around that? Women be talking dumb. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I that one episode of Survivors. They had like the men on one side and they had the women on one side. Before you know it, these bitches was crying, sulking, falling all out. You know what I mean? They couldn't get along. They was arguing back and forth. You know what I'm saying? The men, on the other hand, they damn near had built a whole nother civilization. You know what I'm saying? They because men know, like, all right, I might not be good at that. Let me go get him. You see what I'm saying? For example, a man know, like, yo, I ain't about to fuck up my plumbing. Let me call a plumber. You see what I'm saying? A bitch, they'll fuck some shit up before they just say to themselves, maybe I need to get some help. You see what I'm saying? And that's the reason why. You got to listen. Shit, I'm over here just going in at this point because I swear to God, I done been I never gave a fuck about what women was thinking until I got my 30s. And let me tell you something. It was the worst thing that because as a man, you get older, you start thinking about doing right. You start being more stoic, and if you already got integrity and decency and common sense, these things just start to happen. You start to become more or try to become more godly, understanding, forgiving. You want to learn, you want to build, you want to create, you want to help, you want to be of service. You see what I'm saying? You want to correct the mistakes that you used to make. And one of the mistakes I thought I was making was treating women, just because I was just messing with multiple women. I had 3, 4, 5 women at a time. And as I got older, I was saying to myself, maybe this ain't the right thing to be doing. You know what I mean? So I started really from like 32 until shit, just like a couple of years ago. I was trying to be understanding of what women may have been going through. You know what I mean? But the truth of the matter is that women put themselves in this position a long time ago. You hear black women talk that shit about black men don't love black women. You like, hold up. When you do your homework, you motherfuckers the one who got government assistance. Black men never accepted none of that shit. Black men never took any deals where it excluded black women, from whatever we were trying to accomplish. Never. Black women have fucked black men over and over and over. We talking about with the civil rights movement. We talking about with feminism. We talking about excluding themselves from, now black women to say, we a double minority, I'm a woman and I'm a black woman. There's always this level of separation that black women try to use to separate themselves from us. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. We don't do that. The only reason why black men on social media running their mouth the way we are is because niggas is tired. Niggas is tired of getting disrespected by the system. Niggas is tired of getting killed by police. Niggas is tired. Black men are the number one oppressed person on the planet. And if you don't agree with that, you are a fucking joke. Black men do not have anybody to turn to. You can't, and then a motherfucker will tell you, man up. Bitch, I'm already doing that. You see I'm surviving. You see I'm maintaining. You see that I'm obviously intelligent because I'm aware of the shit that's going on, but that still doesn't uh 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 that still doesn't mean you can replace the natural order of things. Like if bonding and connecting and understanding that we are if this is about understanding we are one. Yeah, you can individually do you, right? But when you do you, it still it correlates and transitions, connects, and still allows you to help the tribe, the whole, the body. You see what I'm saying? And people don't have that concept. People live on earth and separate themselves from everything. Well, yeah, man, I'm over here by myself. Nigga, you on earth with a whole bunch of people. We here together. So that's you're a part of a body. And that's one of the reasons why motherfuckers ain't making it. Everybody think that they gonna do it alone, and social media made people believe that. So like I said, man, I'm just rambling. I'm just talking shit. Y'all see my boy Kevin Samuels. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. I seen a chick. I didn't. You know how many women have said to me, if you agree with any of the things Kevin Samuels be saying, I ain't trying to holler at you. I'm good. I don't want no man like that. Yeah, you don't want no man like that because the nigga gonna make you take some accountability for that bullshit you out here doing. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people, they want you to be on their level. Like a lot of women say that, I want a man to match my energy. You want a man to match your energy because you looking for a home girl. You know what I mean? You want somebody to agree with you and tell you what you doing and how you living is cool. You want somebody to tell you that your state of mind and the way that you operate and the way that you think and the way that you conduct yourself is respectable. And it's okay to, ignore decency. It's okay to ignore privacy, to ignore privacy and what's the word I'm looking for? Confidentiality. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of women and people that don't got this understanding anymore. They allow themselves to believe that, embarrassing you is is removing them from being a part of whatever they trying to embarrass you of. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of fucking nut shit. That's why I stay in the crib, man. I go hang out and work and then I come back. You know what I mean? Of course, I mean, I'm starting to uh plan, as far as to do more things, because men, we got to get more active. Working and working out and playing the game or, having our little hobby, that's not enough. We're men, we supposed to be out here dominating. We supposed to be out here, you know, doing combat, competition, sport. It don't matter. I don't give a fuck if they having a botanist contest. We supposed to be out here seeing who the best, pushing each other to the limit, and not who the best, you the worst. No, you was the better man that day, and guess what? I acknowledge that, and I respect that, and I had I enjoyed not only competing with you, I enjoyed learning what I learned, and put me in a position, in a place of understanding where there's things that I didn't know, and things that I gotta learn, and the things that I did learn could help me enhance what I'm doing, and evolve. Have an understanding that losing is winning sometimes, or most of the time, because for real, a lot of us wouldn't get to where we going or where we at if we didn't lose, or whatever losing is to you, whatever you thought, whatever you feel about losing, you know what I mean? You wouldn't get where you at. You know what I mean? Shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut up, man. Like I said, I get to rambling and talking, and whoever this resonate with, man, don't, whew, you don't know. I really appreciate it because I get an opportunity to talk about my experiences, and hopefully it can help you in your journey. Hopefully you can remember something that you heard me say, or a relative or whoever, you know what I mean, and say, you know what, shit, I remember hearing something about that. Nah, let me go ahead and sidestep this. You know what I mean? Let me go ahead and Deion Sanders this shit and pick it off. You know what I mean? So that's what this is about. It's about listening, learning, and avoiding the bull that you're going to cost yourself if you decide to ignore the before you. You see what I'm saying? You gotta pay attention to history so it doesn't repeat itself. You dig what I mean? So that's all I gotta say. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You know, please like, subscribe. I'm out of here. Love y'all.